Episode 105. I went into the hospital for a couple days last week. I knew I was going in. I knew I might have to stay because they were going to run some tests and everything, just to make sure something I thought it was wasn't. And it wasn't. Anyhow, while I was there, since I knew I was going to be down there and going to be possibly a minute, I took down a bag with sketchbooks, a pad of paper, pencils, and all sorts of stuff in case. And that case happened. So I did have time in between x-rays and doctor visits to the room. While laying there, I had time to go through the sketchbooks, and I found a couple little small doodles that I thought might be interesting to develop out. So with the pad of paper, scale ruler, angles, I gridded out some worksheets and started to do some transfer to see what I could come up with. And this is what it was. Out of this sketchbook first, okay, the one I'm going to work with is this one right here, number 1. The only thing I didn't like was the little shape down here that might represent a hand. So what I did was I looked over the sheet and I saw this right here, number 2. And I like these hands, this configuration. So I'm going to use that. So with my Bristol paper, I scaled out this 1 inch by 1 inch grid and then transferred that little doodle onto here and started working out a design. So my goal, get back home, figure out what size canvas I'm going to use for this particular drawing, and then do a second worksheet, this one actual size of the canvas that I'm using. Size I'm going to make this painting, 16 by 16 inches on canvas, and tracing paper. Before I go any further, please do me a favor, if you've gotten this far with viewing, hit that red subscribe button down there if you haven't already. If you want an email notification, hit the bell. Tracing paper. Big sheet of tracing paper. Got one all ready and ready to go. Okay, got the image transferred to the tracing paper. Now I've got to transfer it to the worksheet. And this is the worksheet. Now I do the transfer. Obviously. I'm going to be a little more careful than that. Transferred. Now I can say the real work begins. You can't see it, it's very light. But this is where I'm going to start finalizing the worksheet design before I can transfer it to the canvas. When I get it all darkened in, I'll give you a visual shot of that. Okay, so this is the full-size worksheet. This is going to be a 16 by 16. I still might make a few changes. I've made a bunch of changes. You can see, if you can see the erasing marks and everything. I still have a couple left I might work on. This one in particular, this necklace, I might have this hanging down rather than tightly fitted to the neck. Even these minor changes don't stop me from starting to transfer this image to the canvas. The other ones that I did in the hospital, that's for a future exhibit. There's a future episode. There's 3 of those, and I'll get to those later. With that, take care, everybody. Wonderful seeing you again.